Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about top 5 investing mistakes I made as a teen. Let's go. At number 1, we got selling way too early. If any of you guys see my videos, you know that I love long-term investing, so selling early was a huge mistake for me, especially since the stock that I sold too early was freaking Nvidia. At the time, it was my biggest investment. I put about 4 grand into it, and I sold it when it was worth 5 grand. If I held, I would have been up over $20,000. This was a great lesson though, because you need to learn that if you're gonna buy a stock for the long term, you gotta stick to it, and you can't sell just because you're scared. You need to find the confidence to buy a stock in the first place and stick to it. I still have a large share in Nvidia, but that's only because I kept buying after I sold. And at number 2, we have investing all my money at once. And what I mean by that is, if I had $1,000 I wanted to invest, back then I used to invest $1,000 the same day. And although that's not necessarily a bad thing to do, I just think there's better methods. Over time, I learned that keeping cash is important, especially when buying dips. When I would invest all my money at once and the stock market would drop, I would have no money to buy the dip and I'm just in the red. Now I make sure I keep cash on deck to buy all dips. And now at number 3, we have a really important one, which is chasing hype instead of understanding companies. A perfect example is when I first got into investing, I saw this company called Neo all over TikTok, and so I bought some. All I knew is that it was an electric car company from China, and that was it. I did no personal research on it, and I bought it only because I was seeing it all over social media. That stock has single-handedly been my worst performing stock in my portfolio, being down over 90%. If you're going to invest, you need to do your own research into companies and not just listen to tech gurus online. And at number 4, we have choosing the right brokerage. When I first started investing, I used Vanguard, and that's because that's what my father uses. Just to be clear, I think there's nothing wrong with Vanguard. It's a very great platform and brokerage to use. But one big factor that made me transition to Robinhood was that you could buy fractional shares on Robinhood, and you cannot do that on Vanguard. Certain brokerages allow buying fractional shares and others don't. For example, I remember when I first started off investing, Amazon was like thousands of dollars a share, and I could not get into that. I wanted to own Amazon, but I didn't feel like spending thousands of dollars for one share. I've so far used 4 different brokerages: Vanguard, IBKR, Fidelity, and Robinhood. And from personal experience, I think Robinhood is easily the best. And at number 5, we have not having any plan or strategy when investing. You are not alone if you are just starting investing. It's okay if you don't know everything. When I first started, I was just buying whatever was there. I was choosing major companies though, like Apple, Disney, Procter & Gamble, etc. But I didn't have a strategy. I would just invest my money and that's it. And look, just investing your money and leaving it, that's fine, especially for long term. But if you want to try and get higher returns, then you need to build yourself a strategy and you got to stick to it. I've been investing for over 5.5 years now, and it wasn't even until 1.5 years ago that I actually made myself a strategy to stick to. Personally, I like dollar cost averaging. For those who don't know what that means, it is basically investing, let's say, $1 every single day. Doesn't matter if the market is up or down, you're just putting $1 a day. $1, $1, $1, $1, just repeatedly, and you don't stop. On top of that, I always make sure to buy the dip. Buying the dip is what truly creates wealth. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Subscribe if you want to learn how to grow a stock portfolio just like this, and how I bought a $50,000 BMW when I was 17 and afford a $5,000 a month New York City apartment with crazy views. I'll show you exactly how I've made tens of thousands of dollars on the stock market before I turned 20. Watch me get rich or get rich with me.